Hi everyone. So today I want to talk to you about something that I believe everyone that is in charge of people in their jobs needs to come to terms at some point in their life, in their career. That is the question: what kind of leader I want to be? Is a question that came to my mind a few years back when I started having a role that was involving leading a team and managing people. That is something that is a big change if instead until the previous day you are only in charge of yourself and you are responsible for your tasks and your activities. So I started reflecting upon that, and it took me quite some time to get to the conclusion that honestly, there's no such a thing that is what leader you want to be. But actually, the only thing we need to take care of is which kind of leader we need to be and which kind of leader we can be. That is quite different, at least in what I consider a concept of leadership, and I'll try to explain in a second. So to visualize that also in my mind, I came to the so I created this kind of analogy. I think it worked quite well because it's fairly similar to many situations that we come across in our jobs. So I started thinking about the shepherd dog and the alpha wolf. So these two animals are pretty similar. Honestly, if we think about from an evolutionary term perspective, they got separated fairly recently in the history of the whole heart. They are a good example of something that can have a fairly different approach to a similar activity. So let's start talking about that. So what is the shepherd dog? Shepherd dog is a fantastic animal. Is an animal that is absolutely necessary to any shepherd, and is able to do stuff that is absolutely fantastic. So I don't know if you've ever seen any video. If not, please go and look at what these dogs are able to do, just responding to the whistle of the shepherd. So it's an animal with an instinct of gathering and being able to bring together a herd of sheep, just running around, just bite them very, very lightly, and then is able to move this herd of hundreds sometimes of sheep in the way he wants, or actually in the way that his shepherd wants. So what this reminded me is sometimes what is the task of a good manager. So the ability to lead a team of people to perform a specific task in a very disciplined way and with very few key actions that sometimes are as much of a bark, or like I said, just touching, biting lightly the sheep. So this is a situation in which most of us as manager are in our day-to-day, and please consider that in this analogy there is no judgment in terms of but sheep means that they don't have consciousness and all of that. Absolutely not, because both the sheep and the shepherd dog are fantastic animals that evolved over a million of years to be what they are. So is the best representation of what that specific environment need in that point in time. So let's move now to the other part, that is a pack of wolves. What's the difference here? So first of all, the difference is that while the herd of sheep is living in a field of grass, so where resources are always available and where the main task is transforming resources and effectively performing repetitive tasks over a period of time and then moving and doing something similar somewhere else, the pack of wolves deals with a completely different environment. So usually is a much more arid territory, tundra or something like that. Most of the time is full of snow, or anyway is a very challenging environment. And what this pack of wolves needs to do is to hunt. This means that the resources are not immediately available to them, and they need to figure out how to eat every single day. So in this situation, of course, the pack develops something completely different. That is, they recognize an alpha wolf. And this alpha wolf is a wolf among wolves. So that's no different. It's the same animal, it's the same species. But there is a difference. So the other wolves recognize that he's got a specific role. And this role is not given by chance, but is given for his ability to lead the pack in these activities. So the alpha wolves give the direction. The alpha wolf take decisions. But rather than that, then when they hunt, the dynamics is extremely fascinating, because it's an environment in which the pack is super collaborative. The pack is extremely dynamic. The role changes very quickly, and is an environment in which a framework in which they adapt constantly to the situation. So as you can see, this is extremely different, and at certain point in our life, in our job, in our day-to-day activities, we need to assess in which situation we are. So if we are in an environment in which the crucial activity is finding efficiency on a very well-known task, on something that we know how to perform, but we need to do it in the best possible way, we need an approach that is similar to the one of a shepherd dog. So people know what they have to do. Usually is something they've done also in the past. They just need to be led to do it in the best moment in time, in the right area, in the right way. And we can excel on that, because we can see how little touches or little words or little actions we can take to do that. But if we are in an environment where there is a high degree of innovation, where things are not simple, where we need to figure out solutions, where the resources are not immediately available to us, and when we need the team to be creative, to find something that is not there already, something that is the first time that is done, then we can't use that approach. Then we need to move into something that is much, much closer to what a pack of wolves do. And in that situation, we need to recognize that the leadership style must be very different. So as you can see, the sheep and the shepherd dog are actually different. So there is a recognized authority in the shepherd dog. He is a dog, the others are sheep. And he's got a very, very clear authority over the herd. So he can decide what to do. In a pack of wolves, this is not like that. So the authority, the leadership, is given by something else. Is given by an indirect authority. Is given by the fact that at that moment in time, what is recognized as the alpha has been judged to be the best to lead the team. So, as you can see, it doesn't come from a specific job title or something like that. It comes from behaviors and from skills and from talent and from ability. But when it's there, when it's recognized, then the whole pack will follow the lead. And following is the key word here. So a herd of sheep don't follow. They don't follow anyone. So that is, if the shepherd dog starts and goes somewhere, the herd will keep staying where it is. The herd needs to be moved. The pack of wolves instead is completely different. The alpha wolf moves in a specific direction and everyone knows that this is the best thing to do. They follow him. He's a leader. So again, there is no judgment here. There is no, okay, how cool is that to be an alpha wolf, and okay, it's bad, and sheep and all of that. It's not really that the message, but the message is, luckily we are human beings. We're not wolves, we're not dogs, we're not sheep. So we can use this analogy every day in our life and every moment, activity by activity, to understand, okay, what do we have to be? We just need to be conscious. So if we are in a situation in which the resources are very scarce and the team needs to find solutions, and there is a need for a very high level of collaboration, and we are peers amongst peers, then we can't use a shepherd dog approach. Then we need to find a way to be a pack of wolves. But at that point in time, then we need to ask ourselves, and that's what I mean by we don't need to only ask ourselves what we need to be, but also what we can be. Is the alpha wolves is elected, is a peer among peers. Can we do it? Are we up for it? It's not really a recognition being the alpha wolf. It's a huge responsibility. The alpha wolf is responsible for the pack, and to be honest, the alpha wolf in the same moment in which the pack recognizes that it's not doing the best for the pack, is removed and someone else will take his place. So there is a need for an alpha, but this need for an alpha is a constant assessment of who is providing the best solution and is able to lead the team in that specific situation. So I find it extremely helpful in my day-to-day activity to understand, okay, in which way should I act today? What is this specific activity asking me to be? And I hope this also helps understanding sometimes how I behave and how I want you to behave. As usual, have a very good day and see you tomorrow.